Hey guys, today we're going to be learning a colour change. So here it is first from a spectator's point of view, so you can see what it looks like, and it's a really visual colour change. It's sort of like the Erdnase, but it's quite a bit of a variation as well. So that's what we're going to be learning today. Let's get into it. Okay, so a little background on this change before we begin. I actually discovered this change in this book right here, which is Dai Vernon's Inner Card Trilogy. If you haven't got this book, I'd definitely recommend it. There's loads of secrets in here that aren't widely known about card magic, so I'd definitely get it. But this change right here, I read about it in the book. I think it's called the Pinch Colour Change in that book, but the change I'm going to be teaching in this video is not exactly the same. I've modified it slightly. I think it's easier the way I do it here. So I'm not going to call it the pinch change, as you'll see by the title. So let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so first I'm going to do it from a performer's point of view for you guys, and hopefully that'll give you a bit of an idea of what's going on, because if you see from my point of view what actually happens, there's a little bit of a moment where you can sort of see what's going on. So it looks something like this, obviously, and there you can see what's actually happening. I've got a card palmed in my right hand as I do that, coming over motion. Okay, so when I side jog the card, I pick up the card underneath and then put it on top. So that's what's basically going on there. Let's get into how to do it step by step. Okay, so the first step is to do a double lift. So that's really easy. If you don't know how to do a double lift, I'll leave a link to my tutorial on that in the top right hand corner up here. But I'm guessing most of you guys will definitely know how to do a double lift. So just execute a simple double lift, whichever your favourite method is, and then hold a pinky break under those two cards that you've flipped over. Okay, so now you're in this position right here. You've got two face-up cards on top of the deck with a pinky break. Okay, so that's the first step, really simple. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to take your right hand, your right thumb's going to contact the back right corner here, where the pip is of the card, and then your middle and ring fingers are going to contact the opposite edge, so this top right edge. Okay, so you can sort of hold the card in this position now. Okay, so you've got a pinch grip, you're pinching the card, these two cards here, they're perfectly aligned as well. Make sure they're aligned. If you're picking the cards up, something like this, then people are going to see that there's two cards there. So you want to keep them aligned. But you can just pick them up like this. So once you're in this grip, you're going to actually side jog the two cards. So you're going to pick them up just a few centimeters and put them back down, so the this left hand side long edge here is just about in the middle, maybe a bit to the left of the middle of the cards below it. So they're side jogged like that, and once you've got it in this position, you can use your left thumb to pinch those cards on top of the deck to stop them moving around, and you can release your right hand. Okay, so that's the first step of this move. Okay, so once you've done that, you've done your double lift and then side jog the cards to the side. So you've got your left thumb pinching those two cards in about center of the cards, okay? And this is what's going to happen. Your left thumb is going to pull the top card to the left, and your other left fingers, so your left middle, ring and pinky fingers, should be resting on the bottom of the other card, so on the bottom of the double. So I'll just flip my hand over so you can see my left fingers here are resting on the bottom of that double card, and it's going to be important later on. Okay, so I'm in this position, and what's going to happen is my left thumb's going to pull the top card to the left, and because my other left fingers are gripping this bottom card here, this card is not going to move, it's going to stay in the same position. So you can see what happens now. One card is left side jogged, the card underneath is going to get side jogged, and the card that's on top is going to go back square with the deck. But In performance, the spectator will not see that happen, because what's actually going to happen is your right hand is going to cover this movement as well. So the moment you start bringing that top card across, your right hand's going to cover that from the spectator and palm that other card off, ready to do the change. Okay? So you can see what's going to happen here. So once you're in this position, and you've pulled that card across, you're in this position, so the second card is side jogged to the right slightly. Your right hand, I'll just cover it as we're doing it, your right hand's going to come over, and you want to get your pinky on this top right corner here. Okay, so as you pull the top card across, your pinky goes to the top right corner of that second card, pushes down, and this sort of levers that card into a palm position ready to do the change. Okay, so once again, as you bring this top card across, your right hand sort of dives in front of the pack, so just to obscure the vision of the spectator so they don't see this extra card, and it pushes down on the front edge of that card. So you can see I'm pushing down on the front edge of that three of clubs, which is going to lever it up into my palm. So I'm now in this position. You can see I've got my left middle finger sort of pushing that card also into my right hand. So as I do it, my left middle finger is pushing that card up into my right hand. Okay. But from the spectator's point of view, it just looks like this has happened. It just looks like you've flipped over one card and you've done that. That's what it looks like. You've flipped over one card, side jogged it a bit, and then pulled it back. But what's actually happened is you've palmed another card off ready to change it into. Okay, so once you're in this position with one card palmed and the other card face up on the pack, you're going to bring your right hand back down again. So you're going to bring it down like this. So you go from here and you level your hand like this and you pull it backwards. So you're going backwards over the card, and now this card that's concealed in your hand, you shouldn't be having to like really bend your hand to keep it in there, because what you can do is you can use the deck to support that card. So I can just move my hand around and it's perfectly flat. I'm just using the deck to keep it in place. Okay, so you don't need to have your hand really curled like this to keep it there. You can just use the deck. So you're going from here, you're going to pull your hand backwards, use the deck for support, and then I like to come along the left hand side. So I go from here up to the left, and then this is what's going to happen. You're going to take your right hand with the card inside to the right, and as you do so, you're going to use all the fingers of your left hand to squeeze the pack and square those two cards up. So as you come away, you've got that card which has just been concealed in your right hand squared on top of the pack, and it looks like that card underneath is changed into that king. And then you can of course do another double lift and show that you are clean and that other card has really changed. So we'll just cover that again. You go from here, you pull back to the left hand side and then square up. And I like to come across and then sort of bring the bottom of my right hand across like that. So you sort of end up with that movement. And it flows really nicely when all done in one movement. Okay, so that's the colour change. Of course you just do a double lift from there and then that's it. Okay, so I sometimes use this change alongside a Nernay's change. So for example, I might do a Nernay's and show that a card is changed into another card, and then change it back again just like that, and then turn it back over. So you can sort of interlink changes, do changes at the same time to get this progressive change effect. Okay guys, that's going to be it for this tutorial. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, favourite, comment and subscribe. And if you want to keep up to date with what's going on my channel, make sure to check out my Instagram and my Twitter. The links will be down in the description below. As always guys, this has been Complete Deception, and I'll see you later.